Let us study the analogy between translational, that is also called as linear, and rotational motion. So this is the analogy between translational and rotational as well as the circular motion. So student, you have studied about the translational motion and the various types of chapters and the problems in the earlier class. Now here we are going to study about the rotational motion. Actually, the application of translational motion equation is similar to the rotational motion equation. So only the thing is that the motion is rotating or circular. So what are the similarities? Let us study. So these are the quantities, these are the symbol with formulae. And this is for rotational motion, and this is for translational motion, and this is for rotational motion. So first physical quantity for translational motion is linear displacement. So linear displacement in translational motion is denoted by S vector, whereas the analogous quantity in rotational motion named as angular displacement, it is theta. So in linear motion, linear displacement is S. In rotational motion, angular displacement is theta. What is the relation between S and theta? S equal to R theta. In vector form, it will be written as S equal to theta cross of R. That is by the concept of vector product. So vector S equal to vector theta cross of vector R. That is by right hand rule, right hand thumb rule, or right threaded screw rule. S equal to theta cross of R. Linear velocity in linear motion or translational motion is given by V equal to ds by dt. Vector V equal to ds vector by dt. Whereas angular velocity analogous with linear velocity can be expressed as, in place of V, omega, in place of S, theta. So the expression becomes omega vector equal to d theta vector by dt. What is the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity? That is vector V equal to vector omega cross of R. Its magnitude is taken as V equal to omega R. So whenever we are taking the magnitude in these quantities, angle between these two quantities in which we are taking the cross product is 90 degree. So their magnitude is simply the product of the magnitude of these two quantities. So V equal to omega R in magnitude. In vector product, it will be written as vector V equal to vector omega cross of vector R. Omega is d theta by dt. Now relation between linear acceleration and angular acceleration. Linear acceleration is dv by dt, whereas angular acceleration is alpha equal to d omega by dt. So linear acceleration is a equal to dv by dt, angular acceleration is d omega by dt. What is the relation between a and alpha? That is a equal to alpha cross of r. Here slight mistake. A equal to alpha cross of r. This is a vector. A equal to alpha cross of r. So actually these relations can be obtained like this. Here S equal to theta cross of r. If we take the differentiation of this equation on both sides, you will get ds by dt equal to d theta by dt cross of r. Suppose if we take the magnitude, so we get ds by dt is v, d theta by dt is omega, and this is r vector. If we divide this by t on both sides or taking derivative of this in magnitude, so you will get dv by dt is linear acceleration, d omega by dt is alpha, and this is r. So that is a equal to alpha cross of r. So this is a relation between translational motion and rotational motion. Also student, you know these equations of motion you have studied in the class 9th as well as class 10. These equations of motion you are calling it as Newton's equations of motion, first, second and third. Actually these are said to be kinematical equations in translational motion. So these are the analogous kinematical equations in rotational motion. This is the kinematics part. So what is in translational motion? Equations of motion. First equation of motion is V equal to u plus at. Itself gives you a formula of acceleration. What is acceleration? It is v minus u by t. So acceleration is v minus u by t, or v equal to u plus at. This is called as velocity time form, because while using this equation, acceleration is constant. Acceleration is constant. These equations are used in uniformly accelerated motion. These equations are used in uniformly accelerated motion, means motion in which acceleration is constant. So analogous equation in rotational motion, in circular motion, whenever the body rotates about definite axis of rotation, this is final angular velocity equal to initial angular velocity. It is denoted by omega naught. Final angular velocity omega equal to omega naught plus alpha t. All these are the analogous term. Time here in place of linear acceleration, angular acceleration, in place of initial linear velocity, here initial angular velocity, here the final velocity, here final angular velocity. This equation can be treated as omega 2 equal to omega 1 plus alpha t. Omega 1 initial angular velocity, omega 2 final angular velocity. If you want to note, you can note 1 and 2. 1 means initial, 2 means final. Second equation of motion is s equal to ut plus half at square. This equation is called as displacement time form. This is displacement time form. So analogous equation in rotational motion is in place of linear displacement, angular displacement theta, in place of u omega naught, t. This is half as it is. This is linear acceleration is replaced by angular acceleration alpha, and this is t. Here is t square, so here is t square. So analogous equation in rotational motion is theta equal to omega naught t plus half alpha t square. These equations also can be derived, but it is not part of our study. So their derivations are also given in various books. As you have studied in class 9, the derivations of this, in the same manner we can derive the equations this. So you already studied the derivations of this in class 9. So in the same manner we may derive this. So theta equal to omega naught t plus half alpha t square. This can be written as theta equal to omega 1 t plus half alpha t square. If alpha is 0, that is a case of uniform rotational motion. If alpha is 0, like fan is moving with a constant speed, then alpha will be 0. In that case, this term becomes 0. Your theta will be simply omega naught into t, that is initial angular velocity into time. Third equation of motion is v square equal to u square plus 2as. This equation is called as velocity displacement form. The analogous equation in rotational motion or circular motion is omega square is equal to omega naught square plus 2 alpha theta. See here, in place of s, theta, in place of a, alpha, in place of u, here omega naught, in place of v, here is omega. So omega square is equal to omega naught square plus 2 alpha theta. So these are the equations of motion in case of rotational motion or circular motion. These are the equations of motion in translational motion. Let us study one problem based on this. These are somewhat your class level problem, means as you are in the class 12. So this is 12th level problem, student. A fan is rotating at 90 rpm. So whenever this value is given in rpm, so it is not SI unit. RPS is the SI unit, that is called as revolutions per minute. RPS is called as revolutions per second. So divide this value by 60. When you divide by 60, because 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. So that will give you in SI system revolutions per second. So we are substituting 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. It is then switched off. So this is initial angular velocity, initial frequency, that is n naught. So it is then switched off, means it is a case of retardation. It stops after 21 revolutions. It stops after completing the 21 revolutions. Calculate the time taken by it to stop, assuming that the frictional torque is constant. Assuming that frictional torque is constant, as frictional torque, this torque is analogous quantity to the force. As torque is constant, means angular acceleration is constant. As angular acceleration is constant, we can very well use the kinematical equation. Here speed is not constant, here speed is reduces to 0. So student, remember the speeds are given in various units like meter per second, kilometer per hour, that are the linear speed, linear velocity. Here angular speed, angular velocities are given with a unit RPM, RPS, radian per second. Radian per second is a direct value of omega, but whenever this speed is given in RPM, you have to convert in RPS by divide by 60 and then multiply by 2 pi, because 2 pi n is the formula of omega, and that is called as the angular velocity. So here the 21 rotations are made by the fan before coming to rest. So what is total angle described? That is 2 pi into number of rotation. One rotation means 2 pi angle. So for 21 rotations of the fan means 21 into 2 pi, that is equal to 21 into 2, 42 pi radian. This is the total angle described by the fan before coming to rest. Now here the finally the fan come to rest. So final angular velocity is 0. Final angular velocity is 0. So initial angular velocity. So what is initial angular velocity? Here angular velocity is not given. So here physical quantities are understood not by the names, by the unit. Unless and until the unit is radian per second, it is not omega. Here not a unit radian per second. So it is revolutions per minute. So this is the unit of frequency. So initial frequency is 90 RPM. So divide by 60. When you divide by 60, 90 by 60, it is 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is 1.5 RPS. So initial frequency is 1.5 revolutions per second. So what is initial angular velocity? That is omega 1 or omega naught. So that is 2 pi into n naught. So what is n naught? N naught is 1.5. 1.5 into 2, that is 3 pi. And this omega naught unit or omega unit is radian per second. So initial angular velocity is 3 pi radian per second. Now here we have to calculate how much time taken by the fan before coming to rest. In the question itself, here the words are used constant frictional torque, means constant angular acceleration. You are not now till knows what is torque and all this, but torque is analogous to force. So let us apply the equation of alpha. So what is alpha? So alpha will be obtained to you from the first kinematical equation as well as third kinematical equation. From first kinematical equation, what is the alpha? It is omega minus omega naught by t. This is by using the first equation of motion in rotational motion. Alpha is omega minus omega naught by t. By using this, you will get the relation between time and alpha. But we are unknown about the alpha. We have to no doubt calculate the time. So how we can write the alpha? Alpha also can be written by the third kinematical equation as omega square minus omega naught square by 2 theta. This is the arrangement by using the first equation. This is the arrangement of the alpha term by using the third equation of motion, that is omega square minus omega naught square by 2 theta. So now whenever you split this, so its expansion will be a square minus b square, a plus b, a minus b. So omega minus omega naught get cancelled. Here will be term omega plus omega naught divided by 2 theta, and here it will be 1 by, that is this term may get cancelled. Here the values are substituted. So like this also you can solve. So final angular velocity is 0 minus initial angular velocity is 3 pi divided by t. Here final angular velocity is 0. Initial angular velocity is 3 pi whole square. Substituting the values. Here 2 into total angle described is 42 pi. You may solve this. On solving this, you will get the time value. If you want to simplify here itself, you may simplify. So by any way, you may get the answer. Here time value is 28 seconds.